And I'd like to invite on this live stage the team with the name NABU and presenter Svetlana Olifera. Svetlana, please join me on stage.
I'll try to be quick. Thank you for having us here. Thank you for having all of us here. It's a great pleasure and a great honor to stand here and tell about fight against corruption. And I want to suggest you imagine that your dream, our dream of Ukraine without corruption could really be one step closer to reality. To attract an audience, as we've already mentioned, to the problem of corruption and to raise their awareness, we're using cutting-edge technologies. To show the augmented reality, we came up with a movable exhibition, the cube. It consists of several cubes that are made of translucent plastic. Each side of the cube contains a poster. On the one side of a cube, there is a description of the project, and on the three others, there are different corruption cases, like this one you can see here. And the cube needs no electricity for itself, and it also can be placed both inside and outside, so it's no problem where to put it. Each poster on this cube consists of four main elements. A photo, as you may see, which is an AR marker, a text explaining the photo, instructions on how to interact with the photo, QR codes leading to the landing page. Each poster reflects one problem caused by corruption. For example, here we have the road quality. We also show you an example of environmental problem and illegal development. So those are only three of multiple possible cases we will use. To interact with the poster, you need to use the anti-corruption augmented reality web app. So at this stage, you don't need any mobile application. You just need your smartphone and your mobile internet connection. Thanks to this web app, the image in the poster is replaced by augmented reality, and you just need to point your smartphone on the picture, and you will see through this web application new reality, an alternative reality without corruption. In addition, you also can follow the link you will have on this page and read more about each case, about each investigation that NABU and SAPO and other anti-corruption institutions were involved to, and join so-called anti-corruption forces. So be the part of this anti-corruption team of Ukraine and have a certain tool to contribute yourself to the fight against corruption. So the replacement of the image is based on the so-called story before-after. So on the picture, you can see the real situation, the real story. This is the real road in Ukraine. It exists, actually. And when you put your smartphone camera on this picture, you may see the alternative reality. And now I will show you how it works. So imagine this is your smartphone. Of course, you don't have it such big size, but this is your smartphone camera. Just imagine, and I'll try to somehow adjust. Yeah, and well, now you see the new road. I will show you it like here. So this is the old road, and this is the new one. And every person will see the same with their smartphone camera. Okay. And, well, also our poster contains text. So in case you don't have mobile internet, you still can read about the case, you still can read about the project and learn more about fight against corruption in Ukraine and about successful cases, because under these photos we actually put information about real cases connected to that certain case, to that certain episode of corruption influences our real life. And of course, in our augmented reality, posters, we have two QR codes. One of them leads to the section of the landing page when you can read more materials about the case. You can see photos, you can see videos, you can see articles, because we are using only those cases that were familiar to the society, that were well known and covered widely in the media at the time of their investigation and afterwards. And the second QR code actually leads to the so-called Join the Anti-Corruption Forces page. That means that this page contains a lot of tools for you to join this fight against corruption. For example, it contains phone numbers and contacts of different anti-corruption institutions in the country, NGOs, and useful information on how to say no to corruption if you were asked to, I don't know, to give a bribe, for example. What to do, what are your first actions, you know. And next one, this is how the landing page look like. And also, we plan to start with visiting 10 cities of Ukraine. This is our first step for now, because we are really keen on re-implementing this project as soon as it is possible. That is why we chose 10 cities only in the part of our country. But after the victory, we will also take this exhibition to other countries all over Ukraine, because we have a lot of cases all over Ukraine and a lot of success stories too. We plan to cooperate with Ukrzaliznytsia. This is Ukrainian railway company, to place exhibition at the train stations. We already have, we in the country, I mean, already have successful cooperation with this company, because this is like state company, and it is, it is okay for them to have different exhibitions at the railway stations. We have one now in Kiev, and it actually is really popular. It also contains photos, and people are, while waiting for their train, they are reading, watching, looking around, and having conversation about this problem that the exhibition shows. So we have, here are our KPIs as we see them for now. And also we have calculated our approximate budget. We recalculated it after semi-final, so now it's 2,000 euros more than it was before. Yeah, and we already called to some companies to have real numbers for certain stages of implementation of this project. Moreover, we are negotiating with our potential partners, international partners, who will help to implement this project next year. And they are the European Union Anti-Corruption Initiative in Ukraine and the US Agency for International Development. So we have their primarily approval on financing our project and making this together. And here they are. And finally, we draw your attention to an important part of the project, that it will not end with an exhibition in the 10th city. We will improve this project. The landing page of the project will be live and developed into a mobile app. This will be like independent mobile application you should download from your Apple Store or Google Play Market, and then you will have this landing page with you. So you will have online 24/7 access to whole anti-corruption success cases and investigations. You will get push-up notifications on updates. You will have possibility to tell your own story and in that way to contribute to the fight against corruption, showing that there are a lot of people who say no to corruption every day and who succeed in that. Also, we plan to add new corruption investigations and also integrate a report corruption form, so that with the help of this application, you don't need any other tools. You just put the information and that's it. It goes to the certain body. Yep. Thank you.
I can say right on time. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Svetlana. Thank you so much for your
Thank you.
presentation. It seems like a very exciting solution. And it's obviously you did move on further, right? Dear jury, we do have 10 minutes for your amazing questions. See, Agla would like to start, right?
Yes, thank you very much.
Try to stand
And
close.
I want to ask about your team.
Yep.
What kind of skills or competence are here?
Well, my team is not very big. There are like 12 people, I'm sorry. I wish I have 20, but I have only 12 people in the communications department at NABU. We have copywriters, we have a designer, we have a photographer and videographer, we have a project manager, and we have also our IT guy here. He's here and he's actually made this thing that we just showed you like in a day, I think so.
So all competence you have in-house?
Yeah, except for printing. So we will need only those companies to print and to build the construction. Yeah.
First of all, I would like to congratulate you in this hackathon. It's a pleasure for us as well to see you in Vilnius. My question is, when you generated idea of this for this hackathon, you know, sometimes projects could be more focused on implementation, on how to build cube, how tall cube could be, and only second part could be about content. Yes, but sometimes more attention to first part can make a project unsuccessful. So how much attention you paid to the content about how to attract people to come to this cube and to use their mobile to check information and to think 1 minute, as you told?
Yeah, you read my thoughts, actually. We are paying a lot of attention to the content because it is crucial for us to show people that it is really possible to do something about the corruption, because, well, it's common knowledge that we are living every day with that, and not only in Ukraine but all over the world. Well, actually, that is why we try to choose those cases that are close to people, like to their everyday life, because you're using this road every day, walking or riding to your workplace and to your home, back visiting your relatives in other cities and so on. You're using those roads. You see how they lead to road accidents and so on. If you have kids, you're using the school or kindergarten, and you see that your child could not visit like a swimming pool because there is no one. There is no swimming pool, yeah, because there is a parking lot instead, you know. And this is real life. So this is why we pay a lot of attention to choose those cases that are familiar to people, that are close to their everyday life, and then that are in some way successful, that it is already solved and the corruption is already eradicated in those cases. And you can see the results. So it's not something, I don't know, some illusion or something far in the future that you need to wait for a long time. This is the reality, and it is possible, and you can choose it. You know, that there is a thought that you live in the reality you want to live in. So our main task is to bring this emotion, to make people want to live in other reality, different from the one they had before. And our first stage is to attract more youngsters and youth, first of all, because they using their gadgets more often than we do. And after that, we want to go wider. We want to have this mobile application. We want to have this landing page, both not only in your phone, but also online. And if, for example, a person don't have this mobile internet with them, they can just go to web and get all that information from there.
Oh, that's a very long answer to a question. Okay, we still have some 5 minutes left.
I mean, I am so full of questions. I have so many questions. I wouldn't even know where to start.
Okay?
Yeah, okay.
So let me start with a very short reflection that maybe summarizes 80% of my questions, a couple of recommendations, and then the question. So the reflection is that you went through a marathon in the thinking and in the design process, but somehow it feels that 10 meters before crossing the line, you said, this is enough. I'll just walk the rest of the 10 meters. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Then the recommendations are, and you already gave the answers, that you may want to be looking at a younger target audience, maybe starting with 10 years or maybe 8 years, who are actually more active than potentially people from 30 years, which is kind of in the middle of your group. And secondly, which turns into the question itself, is then what? I have seen the box, I have gone to the website, I have imagined a future, a better future, and then what? What should be the call for action for the people that you manage to engage all that way? Because if you know how the stats go, for every 10,000 people that may actually be looking at the cube, you will get maybe 3 who actually go to the website. And if you get 1 person who gets engaged, that's actually a success. So the question for that person, now that you have it there, is then what?
Yeah.
Is that enough just to look at the websites and to look at some links to some NGOs or whatever?
Well, thank you for your question. I forgot to mention that together with this exhibition, we will have side events to tell more people about these cubes and that they can find them in certain locations and to attract attention. And then what? Well, actually in Ukraine we have this problem. Well, corruption is bad. Yeah, we need to fight it. Do you know how? No. So this is what? We are giving people the answer to this question. Then what? Then if they face the corruption, they have the algorithm. Right in their pocket, for example. They can download the certain page with the short advices and contact numbers. So in the next, you're not like, you are not asked for, Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. So this is what we're suggesting them. Yeah, sorry.
Mr. Girmetas?
Yeah, my question, very close to question to Roberto, actually, how do you measure the success of your activity? You mentioned about KPIs, 50,000 visitors, but maybe you think about other KPIs, actually.
Well, other big one, KPI, that we have, this is the CPI index and the level of activity of people who witness corruption, of their reporting corruption to certain institutions that are responsible for the investigation of this corruption. Because for now, people sometimes are confused where to they should go with this corruption or that corruption, with low-level corruption, middle-level corruption, etc. And having all those numbers in one phone or in one application, they can direct those directly, like this.
Okay, we still have time for
Yeah,
questions.
you did not consider to put these cubes in front of your ministries. but this is not the question.
That's a
No,
great
this is
idea.
not the question. The real question is, you said there's a parking lot, and instead of it, people will be able to see a swimming pool. Who's the one deciding that there will be a swimming pool, and not, let's say, I don't know, a football pitch?
Well, the school should.
Okay, yeah, but it is you who is putting this together.
Yeah, that was the initial project actually, because this is the case from real life. So due to initial project, the school should have a swimming pool there, and then they just...
It gave its territory to the developer,
And
and
closed
developer
their eyes.
took up, he said, okay, we take the territory, but we built a swimming pool here. But they didn't, they just put a parking lot instead.
So this is like a
All the
true story.
cases are from real life. This is the key point about the project. Oh.
If I would offer you a Ferris wish, where would you see yourselves with this project in 3 years' time?
Well, I wish to believe that I'll be in Ukraine, and I'll be surrounded with people who have open-hearted and who make Ukraine without corruption with their everyday actions.
Then, fair enough with the CPI, but make your system of references broader than just the CPI. Okay? You
Yeah.
deserve it.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm expecting your presentation at the UN Assembly in the main hall, right, in 3 years, as a very big and successful project. Okay, now let's turn again to Martinas, and let's listen maybe a reflection towards your presentation from the investor's perspective.
Okay, so thank you. I really like what you're doing, actually. So maybe a few ideas. So first of all, I also belong to one NGO, and I'm responsible for fundraising. So what I saw, and I agree, what you need to have the KPI, very strong KPI, what social change you will do in the society. And then if you want to fundraise, you have to show this always and always. So it should to be your main message. So one thing. Another maybe idea, maybe you could, I think what you are creating some kind of movement. And your biggest value is your brand, how you will be recognized in the market. So maybe also you could think about the organizations which could be involved in this movement. For example, in Lithuania, maybe in Ukraine you have already, but in Lithuania we have Baltoji Banga, for example, organization where companies join this organization if we are anti-corruption organization. And it is prestige to have the brand of Baltoji Banga for the companies. So maybe it could be also the source of funding for your movement as you're creating. And the third thing, maybe also community. Maybe to think, how to involve more, maybe just to create some jumpers or maybe some, marks here to carry on, and maybe community could fund you as well, For example, €1, $1 per month or per quarter, it could be, your funding, because if you grow, you definitely will need money. And this money will come, maybe from a private person, maybe from an organization, or maybe from your community. So, yeah, maybe a few ideas, but congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. That actually was the thing I was wondering while listening. This project should empower people more and should give them more tools to actually become a part of it and to make it more scalable, right? But maybe that's a thought for the future. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Team NABU, for your presentation. Svetlana. Welcome back everyone, all the participants, all the viewers that spend this amazing day together at this beautiful grand final of the Integrity Hackathon. This is the tipping point of our event, or maybe the last main part of our event. We would like to invite the two remaining teams to join us both on the stage. Guys, can you join us now? Obviously, there will be one team that got the first prize, right?
Most likely. We were considering going with either draw of lots or giving them...
we don't want to be in the middle. Maybe let's be here, guys. So let's be very optimized, right? We don't have a very big stage. Okay, and I just got a message. We have to go further to the front. Okay, so at this point, so who gets the second place?
It's results again?
Yes.
You already had results.
Okay, so everyone is the winner. I heard this, but who gets the second place? It's like you don't remember, right?
I have to be sure, you know. If you make,
okay,
if you make
okay.
a mistake now,
Okay.
then boo, 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 boo. It's very close.
I know.
Both of them are very close.
Yes.
Yeah?
So who gets?
Can I reconcile with my team?
1 minute.
No necessity to reconcile. But as I said, also the second place needs to be implemented because it has a huge potential. And we would like really to see that getting into fruition. So the second place goes to?
The team named?
Faircheck.
Faircheck, congratulations! Second team. Wait for it. Wait for it. Thank you so much. And Mr. Martin, I believe we have very important question now to solve. So who got the first place? Okay, can I ask for a grand prize?
I thought this jury would be given the first place. No?
It's like,
Did I mistake something? No.
look, they already wrote it down here.
Oh, okay.
Nice, right?
Great.
So who got the first place?
If I may say why. Why?
Why
And
the first place?
Let me
Okay.
recall that, as I stressed before, first, second, and third place were close to each other, less than 5% of overall points, okay? So it was really very, very close. What made the difference by the end of the day, obviously, was that we recalled what was the original purpose of the hackathon, and that was to improve, in very concrete terms, the life of anti-corruption authorities, anti-corruption in general, preventional issues, fighting issues, educational issues, and also to get the general populace on board, get the general people on board. And one question also was practicability and applicability. Strange words, complicated words.
It's Friday, I know.
And most likely, without arguing for the other juries, but my guess is most likely that was the final minor point that made it for the winning team,
So,
which is?
the first place in the International Integrity Hackathon goes to
NABU.
NABU! Congratulations! Some words to your mom, to your dad, to the producers, to everyone who supported you, and anything else you'd like to say.
Well, thank you.
You should hold it. of
Yeah.
course.
Thank you so much. That was really a great honor to be here. Thank all of you that you believed in us, that you believed in our project, as we do. Actually, we were talking with each other like just before this announcement of the results that besides the results, we will do this project. We already have everything to implement it, and it is really important, and we won't stop in the fight against corruption. And this is like the second good news for us today, because the first one is our Kherson now is free, yeah, and liberated. So Ukraine will win this war, and Ukraine will win definitely the war against corruption. So thank you for supporting us in that. Yeah.
Let's not forget. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Yeah.
I mean the war against corruption.
Yeah.
The second thing is, with winning the prize comes an obligation.
Yeah.
The obligation is to implement it.
Of course.
We might visit your country in a year's time, in 2 years' time, and check that on site.
We can do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, and on our Instagram page. We will publish all the results
And
there
maybe
too.
a final remark also is another argument, obviously, in the counting was that with your project we also saw the highest level of improvement in the course of the hackathon. You know, that means once you presented the idea, the semifinals, it wasn't vague, it was a nice idea. But we really saw that you implemented lots of additional steps, including also the follow-up process that you implemented most likely over the last hours, the last days, I guess, and that provides for a way forward. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Once again, congratulations. First place, Team NABU. Okay, and as of this, to all everyone who was watching, who is still watching, and who will be watching, thank you again for spending such a nice day together.